Oh, that was a good sound, wasn't it? That was a good sound.
I've completely stolen that from somebody. Help me out here. I've stolen this. That's an 80s pop tune, and I don't know where I've stolen it from, but it's cool.
I don't know.
Anyway,
not from me, but it was a good lick.
About 5 years ago, you lucky bass players out there got to experience a brand new line of guitars from the guys at Sire in conjunction with Marcus Miller.
Oh, legend.
And it has gone from a standing start to probably the biggest bass line that Andertons have ever done. And the reviews are crazy for it. People going, oh, the quality for the money is insane.
It
blah,
is.
blah, blah, blah,
It
blah.
is.
Marcus Miller doesn't get much bigger than that in the bass world. Then a couple of years ago, Sire got into the acoustic kind of market, not really with an artist as such, although they had that
Sung
Young, big sort of Asian artist,
yeah,
millions and millions of followers. Although, beautiful guitars. Mike Dawes really liked them. Anyway, but not necessarily a big artist affiliation on those, but great guitars nonetheless. And 2020, Sire have now completed the guitar hat trick, left foot, right foot header.
Is that the hat trick?
That's the perfect hat trick.
You have to wear
the perfect hat trick, left foot, right
what's
foot.
What's a Patrick then?
A Patrick.
Is that
he's just an Irish centre forward. So when Patrick scores a hat trick,
Patrick the hat trick.
Anyway, look, Sire obviously have had this idea about getting into the electric guitar market, but they obviously want to follow the kind of success that they had with the Marcus Miller bass range.
Yeah.
So they're looking for an artist that they could collaborate with. And I know, because I know Kyle, the guy that owns Sire, really well, who is an absolute sweetheart guy.
Yeah. What a peach.
One of the nicest people I know.
Well, not me.
Much nicer than you are. He'd been talking about different artists, and he was hoping, anyway, that to collaborate with. And I know when Larry Carlton, he first talked to Larry Carlton, there was a real connection there, and it was almost like the stars were aligning. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, what you've got
go.
here, basically, a brand new range of guitars made by Sire, which I do think, probably the most outstanding value for money guitars that you can buy.
Incredible.
And with an artist like Larry Carlton behind it. So it's like boom, shakalaka.
Hat trick, Patrick.
So there are three guitars. Well, actually, there are three basic shapes in the range. And then the Strat has a couple of different finish options to make the sort of the four models. Oh yeah, the S-Type.
S-Type.
So we might as well start with these. This is the S7. Pete is modelling them beautifully now. Look at that blue steel gaze. Before you even know it, you've put your credit card details in and bought one. The one on Pete's right is the standard S7, and the one on the left is the standard S7 Flametop. Exactly the same guitar.
Yeah.
These are alder-bodied guitars with roasted maple, rock maple, roasted maple necks, locking tuners, sort of like a contoured heel join. Sire, if you're familiar with the bass guitars, you'll know they make all their own electronics. So again, these are all custom designed pickups for these guitars. Straightforward volume and tone, and a dual fulcrum trem system. And fretboards lacquered on the front, satin on the back. So you get the best of both worlds there.
I'm blown away by these when I'm absolutely.
And you literally, now you guys are probably sitting there going, well, you've said that these are great value and blah 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 blah. So I'm waiting to be blown away.
Yeah.
So these are $499. $499 for a non-flame top one, $549 for a flame top one. It's just, honestly and truthfully, the closest I can say that I've played a guitar like this feels like is when you play like a Music Man or something like that.
Yeah, not in the way that the neck is on a Music Man. It's slightly slimmer for those of you who've ever played a Music Man. It's got a slightly narrow neck. It's not a lot, but the feel how they've done the frets here are just rolled nicely in there.
Yeah.
Fretboard is not rolled too much and not too little, and all the work and the intonation is spot on. And it's down to that degree, but almost when it's in tune, all the tuners line up that way. It's almost
full,
that,
post CD.
It's just perfection. It's perfect. That has anyone ever got that? I've never managed to.
I've never even realised it was a thing.
No, but I think if you can do that, that's like finding a four-wheel wheel of clover.
We were even looking at the headstocks, and Pete and I are fully aware that if you try and do a 6-a-side headstock, and not rip someone else off.
Yeah, ask John Mayer about
It's so impossible. And yet I kind of feel they've sort of, I don't mind it. And I love the silver etched Larry Carlton signature. The little Sire
underneath
logo
the
is
lacquer,
very cute.
That looks great underneath the little Sire logo.
Abalone inlays.
Easy truss rod action adjustment there.
This is the S7.
Yeah.
Let's rattle through this because we've got 2 more models to show you in a minute.
Yeah.
But Pete, would you
You
be
want
so
some
kind
tones?
as to give us some big clean tones? And
So like Lee said, these are Sire's own pickups and electronics. You've got a volume and a tone and a 5-way selector, single coil, humbucker. You know, so it's like an 8SS type thing. So here's the next pickup. These two together. What strings are these in here?
feels to me brighter and snappier than
It's very, very bright and
single
snappy.
coil, Stratty style guitar would be. That's presumably,
the
you've got
lacquered
all the
fretboard.
ingredients here: lacquered fretboard, bolt-on neck, older body, and the pickups just they sound.
They got
bright,
a nice,
don't they?
nice
Okay.
bright tone. I'm plugged into the Bad Cat.
Oh, you are?
Cop 40R in purple. It's purple makes it sound better.
It's a Bad Cat.
It's a Bad Cat, mate.
Which valve are you using?
I'm on the EF.
EF86. So you've got that. That's bright.
Take the tone down a bit. And these two together. I almost want to put a compressor on there because it's that kind of tone. It's that kind of a
It's so weird.
LA.
It's an LA studio sound, isn't it? Which is weird. Well, not weird.
That's from
that is
Kenneth
Larry
Carlton's
Carlton
era, isn't it?
70s and 80s. I don't suppose there were any. I was going to say many, but I'm going to say any like harder working studio guys in in the States. At that time.
That tone. It's so that tone. You know, with maybe with something. Anyway, so here's the back pick up. Nice and snappy. Let's try some gain from the Dane. It had that in the intro jam there. It was when it started feeding back.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? This is a low gain. This low drive, right?
I still can't get over how much these are. I still cannot get over how much these are.
Just back in the position. Okay, so here's the middle position. Great. I mean, these two together. Nice and responsive.
It's nice
as well.
to have that. I mean, I actually like the fact that you've got that kind of top there, and you can just you can go from that very snappy, funky kind of sounding, like you say, almost like a studio sound, to just like take 2 notches off the tone control, and it
2 notches
sort of becomes a bit more how you'd like.
So
I don't know, Fendery, I guess. Yeah.
Neck. I like that.
we're going to go some colours on screen now. So these are the 3 colours that the flame top one is
got a
available
flame
in.
one over there?
I have one in the
I have
flesh
3
here,
colours.
actually.
Yeah.
Half of me wishes I'd bought the natural one over because I think looking in the pictures that might be my favourite. But whatever, what do you like? So you can see you got this beautiful see-through black, see-through blue and natural. And then on the solid coloured ones, there is a white one, which you'll have to see on screen now.
Yeah, we'll put that in the middle there.
Okay, and then I've got this killer. This is definitely my favourite one, the metallic green. And for you traditionalists out there, you've got a 3-tone sunburst.
Yeah.
Nice pearly scratch plates.
Yeah.
Love these guitars.
Yeah. Value for money, right? What do you say?
$499 if you want solid, and
it's
$549. I don't think there was no gig bag or anything.
No,
with them, was
it's
it?
not gig bag.
Just how it is.
At $449.
Yeah.
440.
Yeah.
You know.
Now,
what he
let's
said.
move on. I'm going to leave the 335. I better do that again. I'm going to leave the hollow body till last because that'll be the one I know everyone will associate Larry with the most. Larry, often called Mr. 335. That might be awkward now. Might call him Mr. Hollow H7.
Yeah.
But I've met Larry a couple of times because we've had him over to do clinics for Andertons over the years. And I know everyone will associate him with the hollow body, but trust me, Larry has almost every guitar that you can imagine, and during sessions, would have used almost every guitar you can imagine. So he absolutely would have known what he wanted from a bolt-on, S-type vibe and an LP-type vibe thing. But anyway, so let's talk about these first. Quick overview before Pete does the tones. I guess, from the front, you can see what they're trying to do. Mahogany body, maple top, mahogany neck. Still got the lock-in tuners, same lock-in tuners that are on the S7. Very different heel joint to perhaps what you'd see on a traditional Gibson. Certainly much more sort of contemporary heel joint, even with the extra cut on the back of the cutaway.
Yeah. Satin finish neck on the back.
Pointier cutaway. I suspect just trying to avoid getting too close to the whole Les Paul sort of design thing.
What's the neck shape on this, you think? It's like a 60C.
60C.
I think it's not that.
Still feel like I think the fingerboard edges are most rolled on the S7, but you can still feel they've tried to get some sort of played-in vibe there.
There's no sharp fretted or nothing on here.
It looks great. I mean, if you want to go deep on the specs, dive on over to the Anderton site. They're all there. But yeah, 2 Sire humbuckers, Tune-o-matic bridge and tailpiece. No coil tappiness, just as it should be, as Mother Nature intended it. And 3 colours. Again, we've got the burst and the gold. Actually, there's 3 colours or 2 colours. Hey, he can't remember. So if there is a 3rd colour, it's on screen now.
And if
there
not,
isn't, here's just a picture of a naked lady. Or a naked man.
You in a dress.
Whichever you want.
Put that picture up. I've got a picture of me in a dress.
No, and here's just a picture of a good thing. Here's just a picture of a kitten.
Yeah,
great shout. Yes.
So here's some tones in A. Are these their own pickups as well?
Yep, everything's
great,
their own pickups.
Sounds lovely, nice.
It's a big Sire thing, that.
Yeah.
There's like the all the pickups and the preamping, the acoustics are their own thing, the basses and the active preamps are their own thing. That's really kind of, when you meet Kyle, that's his like thing that he really goes, I'm going to do this a bit differently to everyone else.
Yeah,
and,
that's how good things are created.
Yes.
So there you go. Nice. That amp sounds good as well. I popped it on the other tube. Just
okay, cool. We're back to the ECC 83.
That's it, the 12L7 or whatever it's called. So here we are in the middle position.
It's bright again.
It's got nice
big
top
definition.
end. Yeah. But it's got that brightness on the top there.
Almost sounds almost like there's like an underlying sort of piazzo-y kind of vibe underneath it.
Just nice. It feels really nice to
play. It
play.
feels kind of as you'd expect a guitar like this to weigh.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
sort
not
of
heavy at all.
particularly. I like what they've.
Slightly
I
slimmer.
like the headstock they've taken off of the acoustics. This
Yeah.
sort of
I like this
triangle
headstock.
with the top cut off. I think it works.
It's a good headstock.
It's a good headstock.
It's a good headstock. Here is the bridge. When you come up here, when you go up
Yeah.
the top there, it's got a nice sort of.
Tone controls back and
Tone
notch,
control.
you know.
I'm trying to play some.
It's super
jazzy
jazzy.
chords. I'm not-
Sounds wicked.
I've listened to Larry before, but not like. I mean, I was never like, sat
I'm
down
not,
and.
I'm not sure if Larry is.
He's got some good albums. There's some live stuff with Robin
Yeah.
Ford you need to check out.
Him and Larry and Robin Ford are like they're like Batman and Robin, and I'm not telling you which one's Batman and which one's Robin. Maybe that was a bad analogy.
Yeah,
Those,
they're like
those
Batman
two
and Batman.
are they are Batman and Batman. Yeah, that's it. They are some monster guitar players. But yeah, he does a bit of jazz, but I would say he's probably more
It's
known for
bluesy.
more like the more sort of like the more sort of popular side of jazz, like Steely Dan and Joni
Yeah.
Mitchell. That it's not like hardcore.
No,
I'm sure he
but
can
it's
do
still
that as
all
well.
of those chords. I mean,
Yeah.
if for me personally, it confuses my brain when they Steely
Yes.
Dan. I listen to a couple of songs, and all of a sudden I'm like, and have a break. I like it, but
That was my dad's favourite band, so all I
It's
grew
lots
up
of
with
dad's
was listening
favourite band,
to
isn't it?
loads of Steely Dan.
Yeah, I was
But
good.
it's
the
all
same.
good.
You ask Dan Steinhardt about that. He loves it. He knows all the songs. He can play them all.
He's named after Steely Dan. Dan
Danny
Heinhardt.
Stein-
Dan Steely
Dan Steinhardt.
Heinhardt. That's actually his name.
Steely Dan
Dan Steinhardt. Hashtag Steely Dan Steinhardt. That's a thing.
Yeah, it has to trend. We get that to trend. Okay, so here is. Let me put on a bit of a gain. I mean, it's just a bluesy gain.
Do you actually know what Steely Dan was named after?
No.
It's Steely Dan it's the name of from a book called I think it was Barbarella, or the film Barbarella.
Oh, Barbarella's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's called Steely Dan.
Is it?
I
Let's see if we can get a
absolutely promise
picture.
you.
If you know Barbarella, then
Yeah.
you know where Steely Dan name come from.
I
We
think
put a
it was
picture of
Barbarella.
Barbarella on the screen now.
Yes, with Steely Dan next to her. Maybe not.
Maybe
Okay.
with Steely Dan.
Oh dear.
Here's some gain.
Let's have a picture of Steely Dan Steinhardt with.
Barbara. Just like that. We can make all that happen. Okay, gain from a Dane.
Good.
Yeah. It's got that tone. I mean, that's very, again, LA. Maybe it's just an association because I know it's got something to do with Larry Carlton. But let's go middle position with everything on front. And next,
I need to ask Kyle what the pickups, the top end of the pickups
so
really
much- there's a
sings.
lot of nice top end
Sorry,
on
I
there.
keep saying that. But
here we go on
it's
the
a
neck
thing.
position. Shh, shh, shh. You can tell I enjoy playing. Lovely. You need more delay on that, Lee.
Yeah. I thought I'd just go for something more traditional.
much are they? Tell me.
£500. £499.
So what have
the
we
world's gone mad.
It hurt. My head hurts.
My head hurts.
It's like.
But moving on,
So
because
what is that? What can you get for £500? Is that
well, it's Epiphone money,
It's
isn't it?
money.
It's Epiphone money, and in a way, actually, I'm quite pleased that. I mean, visually they look about as different to an Epiphone as you can realistically do, but it still be that vibe.
Yeah.
So, i.e., not that different, other than maybe the pointy bit here and different looking headstock and stuff. But they don't sound like a traditional Les Paul.
No.
Almost in a way where you just go, "That's
Why?
okay." You might have both to just do its own.
Yeah. The
thing.
pickups are much different from the Les Paul.
I've never really been one of
Kind
these.
of rocky, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never been one of these players that is doing lots of legato sort of stuff up
Really?
here and where. Yeah. So I don't
What?
know that I've ever really felt like the fatter kind of heel joint on a Les Paul ever gets in the way. But if you look at what brands like ESP or even Gibson with the modern access joints do, this is kind of
That's kind of the same
fashionable,
thing,
isn't it? To
yeah.
sort of do it, well, not fashionable, but ergonomical.
Yeah.
So of course, right, let's go. This
Let's
is
go,
the guitar.
Eskimo.
If Larry Carlton was going to do anything, you'd kind of expect him to do this kind of thing. There is some ambiguity at the moment over what colours are available on these two. So this is see-through red. That's vintage sunburst. There are some pictures on the internet of a cherry sunburst one of these that we're not sure if that's going to become available or maybe was a prototype that never went into production, whatever. But so maybe if you're watching this video perhaps 6 months down the line from us shooting it, maybe check the website because there might be a third
always
one.
check the website.
But
it's a very good idea.
again, this is probably the one that, with the exception of the headstock and maybe some slightly less scooped cutaways, is probably the hardest one to sort of go to point out what's very different about the vibe of it to something like a 335.
These are not
does it feel a tad bigger?
No, I mean, I think when I first pulled it out, as it were, it looked like to me was more like a 64
with the pointier,
smaller horns on it. So it's not like the big Mickey Mouse is like the 61 and the 59 Gibson video we did the other day had.
The big difference between this and a Gibson 335, of course, is about £2,500.
Oh, yeah, and then if you want the custom shop.
No, I'm even talking just American.
I mean, so what are we talking?
Well, these are $549. So
$549?
again, it's Epiphone kind of territory.
So it would
and
be
I get
interesting to do a shootout with this and Epiphone, maybe the Yamaha, the Artcore series or whatever. It might bring it in to see, because my first impressions. What's the fretboard here? It looks like ebony on it.
That's
that
because it is.
Ooh,
it is ebony
for
fretboard. In fact, I forgot to mention, it's ebony fretboard on the L7 as well.
Wow, yeah, it's nice. It feels nice. It looks great. It's got a bit of grain in it. And the body is that a
So it's like
flame maple cap on here?
It's basically the same. It's like a maple ply, same as you would get on
standard, and
with the centre block.
Centre block in it. Okay, so standard.
It's really basically
construction.
It's exactly the guitar that you'd expect to see Larry rocking out. It'll just have the Sire pickups that, again, he would have co-designed with them.
But let's try and see what it sounds like then. Here's a C chord.
Oh!
Hey, what was that?
Go, Pete!
What was that? Just roll a bit of the tone off. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great, and it plays like a much more expensive guitar.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it feels like it. Interestingly, we should do a blindfold test with this, maybe a custom shop and some other stuff, like see if we can actually. Because I believe these frets here are kind of are wider than they would be on a traditional.
Right.
I'm not sure if
No, I
they
don't
feel
know.
a bit. No, maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
No, maybe not. Maybe it
I
was
mean, I
just
think
on
the only
maybe
thing-
on here they
Yeah,
feel like
they were
jumbos.
definitely they're medium jumbos on the S series,
Yeah.
but on these they look They look narrower, don't they?
And they are nickel frets, which I really like because you get
Yeah.
I like it. I really like this. So middle position. There's all of those chords. All those chords. That's great. Again, maybe roll a bit of the.
You're pulling all the good ones out today.
And back position. Oh man, it sounds great. Let's just a bit of low gain. Middle position. Anyway, middle neck. That amp sounds great, doesn't it? That's a Revival Drive compact there. So let's see what that if I just hammer the D chord. I'm sure Larry probably wouldn't do that, but just to see.
Touring with the Foo Fighters next year. So
I did hear that actually.
Yeah.
I did hear that.
There we go.
I've got a lot of reverb on that. Reverb and that is that's Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters next year.
No, Rick Astley, Larry Carlson, and Foo Fighters are going out with Nandi.
The Goo Fighters.
With little Nandi Bushell on the.
It's going to be wicked.
Drums.
It's going to be wicked.
She's cool. That
She's
little kid.
super cool.
Yeah, she's wicked, man.
Sorry, I just
That's
had
it.
to end that there because I thought, I don't know where we're
just
going with this.
keep going
The
in a
little
million
impromptu
years.
thing. But so there we go. I don't think there's much I can say about these that you haven't probably picked up from this video. They're very good.
I enjoy them playing them very much.
They're
I must
very
admit.
good. They're crazy affordable. I love all the guys from Sire.
Yeah.
They're beautiful people. Again, we haven't probably said this. So Kyle is a Korean guy who sort of grew up basically cutting his teeth making guitars and stuff out there. The Sire factory is set up in Indonesia. It's they own their own factory out there, which I think makes a big difference to this.
So,
it's not just Kyle, there's a whole team of other guys out there.
But they can quality control their stuff because they do
Yeah.
it themselves, you know.
But honestly-
that colour is great. That guitar there is awesome. The green one is my favourite.
Yeah.
Then there's those two are my favourites.
But
Absolutely.
if you're a guitar player and you're new to the Sire thing, but you know a bass player, I mean, don't admit to knowing any bass players, but if you know
You know the guy
a
always
bass,
wants-
just say to them, "What have you heard about Sire?" And I bet you they'll just go, "Yeah, but, you know, really, really, really
Yeah.
good guitars
For the
good
money,
bass guitars."
absolutely.
So let's see. In a year's time, maybe we'll be saying the same thing about Sire Electrics as well.
Yeah,
but I hope so.
I will give them my seal of approval. Absolutely, 100%.
The Danish seal of approval.
Is that such a thing?
I will give you a North Atlantic grey seal of approval. Just saying.
And on that note, please like and subscribe. We love you loads. We'll
You
see
know
you
what
soon.
I do need? There's
Is
an
that-
Andertons. There used to be an Andertons T-shirt on there with a seal on
And a
it,
fog.
a French seal.
Yeah,
just
smoking.
giving the joke away. And if we just say that Sire guitars are cool as a French seal,
Look that up.
look it up.
Yeah.
See you later. Just took someone's eye out.